mean, hey, the more specific, the better. I mean, why not? We're here for the prediction, so make it as specific as possible. What's the scores of each individual game? What player's going to be the MVP?
Goodness me.
Nah, I'm just saying.
Well, I can maybe say an MVP. I think we've seen, I mean, Defunct has been an incredible game number one, but for me, it's been Lackstar right throughout today. He's had a consistently good performance, a lot of assists. He didn't get many goals in that first series. Got one of 2 goals against White Rabbit Gaming and really looked strong against Mills Esports. So I'll say Lackstar for MVP at the very least.
All right. Well, we will just have to see how the cookie crumbles as we are just about ready to get underway with game number 1 of the best of 5 series.
Original, not the best bit of control there to start out. Can't quite work it out of that corner either. Defunct challenged early in the air. An interesting touch. Kill steal. Actually has an empty net aim at. Didn't quite see Original creeping in on that near post, but slightly worrying early sign there for Apex. They finally get this ball clear and send it forward. Original has given possession over. Reform back on the ball. Skill steal sends it high. A decent follow up there. Lackstar challenged by 2. And Apex can look to work this one away. Defunct actually has a chance. Flip reset. No contact made. First minute nearly coming and going. Both teams a little bit of a chance, but nothing converted just yet.
Not yet. 1 minute in, and we have seen some good offense from Apex, but it's all been shut down by Reform, as they are now going to try to make their way onto our side. The redirect comes in, but it's a nice save to keep that ball out of danger for now. But still, the ball is in Apex territory, and that has to be cleared pretty quickly. But Original is there to make the clear, and now Apex starting to put some pressure on their opponents. Reform, though, winning this ball back. Got a little bit of ping pong going on the set-up shot. It's a little bit wide, and Apex keep this ball away from their goal, keep this game scoreless. We have yet to see which team strikes first.
Yeah, both teams at the moment just battling for that control, and opening goal may prove to be quite crucial in what has been an evenly contested match. I don't think there's going to be many in these two. The defense has definitely improved in Sub-Saharan Africa over the off-season. That's a great save from Original to keep us level. That shot's going to go in from Mr. Lodo. Too much time in the air and picks his spot.
And Apex will be starting this game off from down 1. Definitely not how Apex wants to start, but this is definitely comebackable with 3 minutes to go. There's still a ton of time left for him. As the kickoff does go the way of Reform, this gives them an opportunity to possibly score a second, and they're going to take it. Skill steal this one away from Apex, and Reform go up 2-0, 115 kph.
Yeah, 2 straight off kickoff might be a bit damning there for Apex. They've not quite been able to break out of their half the way they wanted to, and when they did, not able to find a way through Reformed either. Got to try and keep their heads in this one. This is kind of how proceedings went with White Rabbit Gaming, although Lackstar did open the scoring for that series, but once the goals started going in, the heads went down a little bit. It became a little one-dimensional at times, and just got to be careful that doesn't happen here. They need to look for each other, try and switch things up, maybe a couple demos in the play, infield passes, or just look for something different, something creative, and maybe an individual spark to set them going.
Yeah, you got to try to find something, as we saw an infield pass right as you said the word infield pass from Apex, but unfortunately that one did not connect. But now they're starting to clear this ball away, trying to get it out of their own half. Defunct with a real nice touch, sets it up perfectly for Original, and Apex will finally strike back, and they cut this lead in half, down by 1 now.
A lovely little drop down there from Defunct as well. It's far enough out. No one from Reform can quite challenge Original, who picks his spot, bottom left-hand corner. It's a goal back for Apex. It's something that we struggled to see from them after going down by 2. There wasn't much of a response against White Rabbit Gaming. Haven't really seen them go down much in either other series, not by a 2-goal deficit anyway. So there is a response back in this game. A minute and 35 to go. Looking to restore their lead here are Reformed. Mr. Lowe, no support from his teammates. And Reformed are going to start again from the halfway line.
Hey, Will, and we got a whip on the side of Reformed. And Lackstar actually going to get a touch. Original, he's just got to find this nice touch. Defunct puts one on line. But that one will be tapped away. Lackstar slows the pace down. The whip comes out. And that is a huge missed opportunity from Apex. It might lead to a goal for Reformed. But we have the whip this time from Reformed. And Apex going to take this one all the way back down. The center is shut down by Reformed. And now Apex forced to reset, taking this one off of the wall. Blackstar commits to it, but misses the ball as Reformed just flicks that ball up a little bit higher. 40 seconds to go, and Apex still need one more to tie.
Yeah, it's still a bit shaky from both teams at the moment. They're missing a few touches and a little overcommit there from Original that eventually gets bailed out in the end by Defunct. But in search of goal, you can't go extending yourself too much, just down by 1. Any chance you've got to take, don't push it too hard. Concede a second, it's all for now. 10 seconds to go. They're in the wrong end here. Apex Gaming Reformed trying to shut this down, close out game number 1. It's narrow. And Original doesn't have a lot of boost. 0 seconds left on the clock. It has to stay up. Defunct's not going to be able to. Reformed will take game number 1.
Great game by Reformed, and we just couldn't really keep up with them. And with that, Reformed take game 1. Apex will be forced to start this series down by 1. And I think what really came up there was Reformed. They just had a little bit more creativity in their gameplay. They were implementing the passes more, and they were beating Apex on a lot of their plays as well. So that's just something that Apex is going to have to work on. Like you said, maybe implement the demo plays and the infield passes, because Apex had quite a few tastes of the opposition's half, but they just could not get it done except for that one shot. But it was not enough, and they dropped game number 1 by a margin of 1 goal.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. We did see a response out of Apex, especially, of course, getting that goal back and a decent amount of pressure, but unable to convert on it. I just don't think the rotations were quite there at certain times, not backing up teammates nearly as well as they should have been. And in the end, as you may have seen on your screens there, AIPX wanting to get involved, subbing himself in for one of the Apex players there, but problem solved, and we get back underway. Game number 2 with Reformed leading and looking to start on the front foot. Apex need a response. They had the better of the pressure, the better possession in the latter half of game number 1. Hopefully can carry a bit of momentum with them into this second game.
Yeah, they're going to have to get a way to get the momentum for Reformed. Of course, momentum is of the utmost essence right here. And if Apex can somehow get that momentum stopped, then they will be in a really nice spot. They're starting to find their way onto the orange half, as that's a nice opportunity, but there's no one to secure that goal. The setup from Defunct is there. It's a little bit high, hard down.
No.
Blackstar misses the bounce, and that is a heartbreaker for the Apex team. They're trying to get another shot set on target, but it's just so difficult. This is a little high. It's down, but it's gonna go in. Original strikes first for Apex, and they take the lead. Apex needed that one.
Yeah, a lot of pressure coming out in that opening minute, especially the last sort of 30 seconds. Lackstar gets really unlucky, not quite able to get to the ball as it bounces down off the bar and up over, but they keep it going. Original from the corner sends that ball across net, a ball from Defunct to the backboard, an Original to send home into virtually an empty net. There were players there, but still try to recover from the previous effort from Defunct and ultimately unable. That's a breakaway goal. This is huge. This is Original to carry it home, and it's going to be 2 with 21 seconds gone since the previous one.
Right there, Reform neglecting the third man, bringing them up a little bit too far. And Original takes advantage of it. You always got to respect that third man because something can go wrong. And then all of a sudden, before you know it, the other team has a breakaway. So great play by Original there to extend the lead to 2. And with that, Reformed has an uphill battle to climb. And AIPX looking to make that hill as hard to climb as possible. And with a save, look like they might be well on their way to doing so.
Extending the angle of that slope, just putting themselves in a comfortable 2 position. And I don't know about yourself, but 2 to me sometimes seems a little bit safer than 3. Not for obviously the natural factor of mathematics, but it's this idea of, oh, you give up 2 goals, you know, you give up 1 and then 1 off the kickoff. It's not as bad. That mental factor of giving up a 3-goal lead can be far more detrimental, although it's still very much possible in high-level Rocket League where a team does just start to slip. Another one really picks up on those mistakes. So 2 goals for me is fine for now, as long as they play it intelligently. They don't overextend themselves going in search of that third. Just play a nice, clean rotation of professional performance, and AIPX should be good for this game.
Of course, there's a shot put on target. That was a real quick one, and that one's going to go in. Skill steal with the shot will cut the lead of AIPX in half. The assist from Mr. Lowe does help out, but AIPX just need to hold on. They let one in, but that's okay. Just keep playing your game, keep the pressure up, and don't let in another one. And we'll be able to ride this all the way to victory and go into Game 3 tied.
I feel like I cursed that last one, I'm going to be perfectly honest, but it is what it is. That's 2 players committing, neither makes a save, but it's an overcommit again. An Original's going to get a hat-trick, quick counter-attack on. AIPX have restored that 2-goal lead. Lackstar picks him out. An Original just drifting upfield, right place, right time for his hat-trick.
And off of 4 shots, that gives Original a 75% goal percentage on his shots, which is real nice. Original looking for another one, but this one gets blocked by the post. The old 4th defender on the side of Reform gets another save, but now here's another breakaway. The pass off to Original breaks the defender's ankles, and that is a 4th goal for AIPX, and a 3-goal lead is secured.
123 kilometers per hour as well. There was anger behind that one from Original, not getting that 4th goal denied by the post. I don't know what's gone wrong on the kickoff there. That was rather bizarre, but it seems like AIPX have survived for now. Form really sitting with a high line, and they do need goals now, in fairness to them, down by 3, but some of the goals that they have conceded with that high line just allowing AIPX in behind as that one turned away. Original denied a 5th goal of game number 2, but AIPX very much on top.
That they are in Reform, starting to slip away. AIPX getting under the skin. They're playing a little bit weaker now after they've come down, or after they have been brought down 3 goals. And there's Original, 5 goals on the game. What a performance from this player. And there's still 50 seconds to go.
Defunct earning a Playmaker medal there as well. Really setting Original up. And Lackstar, again, it's a similar story from the first series. Just sort of taking a back seat and just letting the other 2 do all the hard, dirty work up front. And otherwise, just coasting through this game. 5-1 up with 35 seconds to go. You have to say this one goes in favor of AIPX. It will tie up the series we will at very least see game 4 out of these two teams.
Yeah, that we will. Game 4 is guaranteed. As 19 seconds to go, this is not going to happen. And all they got to do now is just hold on for another 8 seconds. Defunct looking for another goal. It's going to be original. Unbelievable. 6-1 now is the score. And Original is having the game of his life.
6 goals, 4 of them assisted by Defunct. I mean, how much better can you be in one game? Original, as I said earlier in tonight's stream, brought on to be the defensive rock, has scored 6 goals from 9 shots in game number 2 here. 66.7% shooting percentage there. That is one hell of a performance.
That is a huge performance from Original, and let's just hope that he can carry this on into game 3 and 4, and we can get on and qualify, as we're just waiting for the next game to start. A much better game for Apex right there. They really solidified on all aspects of the field. They smoothed themselves out around the edges, because in game 1 they were playing pretty good. They just had some stuff they needed to work on around the edges. That was completely fixed in this game number 2, and if they can keep that up and play exactly how they played in game number 2, I think they will have a pretty easy shot taking game 3 and 4.
Yeah, it seems like the nerves have sort of slipped away now for Apex Gaming. That is such a strong performance. 6-1 after losing 2-1 in the previous game is a statement of intent for the remainder of this series. They'll be looking to come in very much with the momentum in their favour. And based on what I've seen, I think that, Blackstar and Defunct will want to get a little bit more involved. That's 7 goals for Apex so far this series. All 7 have come from Original. That is an outstanding performance. And I'll be honest, I think I may have got it wrong for the MVP performance of the series.
Yeah, it's very possible, because right now, Original has been putting up an MVP performance. And honestly, he could not score another one, and he could very well get the MVP of the series without doing anything, really. I mean, 6 goals, 1 game, 7 goals total. It has been outrageous what this guy has been putting in the net. As right now we're staring at the field, game number 3 of the best of 5 series, and we should be ready to go pretty soon.
I'm not entirely sure what the RLCS admin said there, but yeah, it did look like the wrong map being there. We've already played Aquadome here, so I think they're gonna just sit, wait, and then obviously the RLCS admin will end this game and then move it forward to the next one. So that did say that we won. Look at that. Yep, 2-1 up in the series. Woo! Lovely. Thank you very much. One more, please, admin. That would be nice. And then we can all go home happy and content. Go back to our families with main event secured, and we'll be laughing. But that's not reality. That's just our dreams. And game number 3 is still to come. It'll be the first time, actually, this evening that we'll actually see game number 4 over on the Apex broadcast. All 3 series so far ending in sweeps. This one, of course, currently tied 1-1 and guarantees game 4 at the very least. I can't even remember what the game 4 map is. Is it Utopia Coliseum?
I think
maybe?
So. I think it's Coliseum.
Yeah, because we've got DFH right now. So presumably Utopia Coliseum up next. And then obviously if we do make it to game 5, it'll be Champions Field. So 2 new maps for this evening, potentially on the cards, but quite frankly, I'd like to see this one end in 4, and Defunct will get his first goal of the series, 6 seconds in.
Oh, what happened? Oh, it was the whiff from Mr. Lowe, or Arceon, excuse me. What an unfortunate way to start off for Reformed, and what a good way to start off for Apex. That is the perfect way for the boys to start this game number 3 off. And Defunct doing it again, getting another touch, bringing this one over towards the center. But now starting to slow this play down. We're starting they do it again. This time it's Lackstar on the score. 2-0 for Apex.
Original being a little bit more generous this time around. 2 players now, all 3 on the scoreboard here for Apex Gaming. Finally, someone else is scoring, and what a demo on the backboard that was from Original. He's gone hunting for more as 2 players there commit from Reform. 2-0 up early on are Apex Gaming, but long game to go just yet.
Very long game. They can't get too comfortable. A 2-goal lead can be erased just like that. 3-goal lead, a little bit harder, but Skill Steal does not want the 3 goals to even be an opportunity for him. That ball gets met. Arceon looks for a shot, but that one gets away from him. A very awkward position for Reformed and Apex, really, but they managed to get out of danger for now. The bar down from Skill Steal will chop the lead in half, and Apex forfeit the first one of the map.
Yeah, it's a really well placed shot. That it couldn't have been closer with that bar if it tried any higher, and that bounces right back out. 2-1 the scoreline, but we've been here before, of course. Reform did pull a goal back through Skill Steal in game number 2. Apex going on to win that one 6-1. It's not too much of a concern as Defunct may well find a third. It's just wide of the mark. A bump attempt from Lackstar just didn't quite open the door for him. Unfortunately, no re-extension of that lead for Apex Gaming. They have to start this offense again as Defunct picks this one up. Reform scrambling back. He goes for a bump instead. Original can't beat to the ball. Lackstar just slowing this down, allowing the other 2 players to rotate back in. That's a big commit without getting a touch. Now Apex are scrambling back, and it's gonna go in. They couldn't decide who was taking it, and it's gonna be tied up.
Yeah, Skill Steal with a long range watch shot right there. Skill Steal ties it up. A great shot from Reformed and a little miscommunication from Apex. Unfortunately, it leads to a tie ball game, but with how fast this Apex team can strike back, it will not surprise me if they can take the lead in the next 30 seconds. But there's still 3 minutes to play, so a lot of things can happen. We could have 4 more goals, 2 on each side, and go into a 20-minute overtime for all I know.
That would make it the longest overtime of today. But for anyone who didn't see it, round number 1 between the Bros and Orion Esports had a 12.5-minute overtime in game number 3, and that one ended up going in Orion's favor for them to sweep. So 20 minutes would not only be the record for today, but the record for an RLCS series, as Lackstar's denied and Defunct can't get there in time. Apex searching for their lead back, but unable to convert this time under good defending from Reform.
Very, very good defense right now from the Formed, and Apex defense showing up to play as well. Getting up all the way. Double commit from Original and Defunct, but they managed to get away with that one. But that one's going to be on target, or maybe it's not. It's going to be off the post. That's going to give Defunct another opportunity to clear this one away. And Apex gets away with one right there. That was really, really lucky. They got to be careful about those. As right now, we're near the 90-second mark, but we are still tied. Defunct, look for a solo play, trying to flip it over the defense, give one of his teammates something to work with. Lackstar, though, great setup off the backboard, but it gets smacked down, and Reform regains possession. That ball gets met in mid-air. Reform gets up higher, and they maintain possession for now.
A little bit of update on the other scores. Millennial Times Gaming have just swept ATK to give themselves qualification and put ATK into that round 5 matchup. So that gives you just a little bit of an idea of who may be waiting for one of these two teams. And that one's going to go a long way. Arcean has scored. Apex have overcommitted again and unable to keep that one out. 3-2 the scoreline with 51 seconds remaining. That could put Reformed on series point.
Very well could. Reformed playing a lot better than they did in game number 2. They're starting to tighten up. It's not that Apex is playing any worse. Reformed is just starting to pick up the pace. They know what they have to do. But Apex, they know what they have to do as well. They need to score again within 35 seconds. The whiff from Reformed does help out as we got a double tap. Defunct gets bumped in midair. Very dangerous position, but they managed to clear this one away. A really nice spot. There's no one to beat. If they can get this one over to the side, they might have a shot, but Skill Steal gets on that ball, and Apex not able to recover. That one's going to be put on target. It's cleared over towards the side. 10 seconds left, and Reform still has the lead.
Yeah, big chance on the counter-attack. They just couldn't quite get the ball across the net. 0 seconds left. That's got to stay up. It won't. And again, Apex lose a game by a goal. They were leading in this one, up by 2, and come out of that one losing 3-2. Reformed 3, up 2-1 in the series. It's do or die in this round 4 at the very least for Apex in the series. Or should they lose, it would go to the round 5 matches. Not somewhere you want to be, but it's not automatic elimination should we lose here. Really, based on seeding for next Friday's bracket, the main event, kind of want to be winning this series.
Yeah, you really do, because if you get this series, that gives you your 3rd win of the Swiss stage. That gets you an automatic spot in the top 8, and that gives you a much better shot for the main event next week. I think it's next Friday, correct?
Yes, I do believe that's correct.
Yeah, next Friday. And I mean, placement is everything. If you get an easier shot at the main event, that's going to give you, of course, it speaks for itself. It gives you an easier shot at the main event. You're going to have a better time. You're going to be playing a little bit better. There's less work to do. So you definitely want to win today, and you want to get in that top 8. Because if you go down, if you drop your match and you're down to the top 16 or to the bottom 8, then it makes things harder. And then, of course, it's self-explanatory. It makes things harder, more work for you to do. And that is not what you want when you could just win 2 matches in a row right here and take the series and secure a spot in the top 8.
That's what Apex have to do. They need to take this game. Oh, watch that one, and trusted there. And very, very nearly did Arcean open the scoring for Reform. Defunct has put a shot on net. It's just wide of that far post, but it had Arcean scrambling. That's a huge dunk. How's that come back out in the end? Apex denied by a combination of the last man in Mr. Low and the post to keep this game level.
And it is now Reformed trying to gain some possession, and they will. Look at Skill Steal. The backboard pass is almost good, but Apex gets enough of their car on it. And now Apex looking to drive the other way. Team bump right there. That's going to forfeit the possession over towards Apex, and that's going to be a little high, but it will be saved. A dangerous spot for Defunct. That's what those team bumps will do. A great reset by Defunct, and that will put Apex in the lead first for game 4.
Yeah, clear from Mr. Low, just not going quite where Reformed would have hoped. Quickest to respond is Defunct. Pops it in that bottom left-hand corner, just out of Arcean's reach. And once again, Apex get that opening goal. It's continually happened for the past 3 games. Only game 1 was opened by Reformed, by Mr. Low there in that one. A positive start, positive response to losing that narrow game in game number 3, a game that they were leading by 2 goals to ultimately lose 3-2. Skill Steal 1v1 here. He fakes low, he 50s in, and we're tied up.
Kill steal, basically acting like a bus right there, just driving it forward. There's no need to get fancy, just drive forward and hope for the best. And unfortunately for Apex, he did get the best, and that ties up this game number 4. And now Apex will need to take the lead again. 3 minutes and 20 seconds left on the clock. There's still a lot of time for these two teams to get some work done. As look at Mr. Lowe looking to get some work done for his team, but Apex will hold up strong. Still a very strong offensive position from Reform. That's going to be another one put on target, and Reform will take the lead right back. Now, Apex will be fighting from behind.
Horrendous positioning and defense, it has to be said. Their original tries to clear from the backboard, and it just doesn't quite come out. 2 players move out, and Laxar and Defunct both get beaten from ball. No one covering the net. Only have themselves to blame for conceding that one. Arcean is going to put that one just high of the mark. Another double commit here. Apex in shambles at the moment, barely clinging on to this game and this series, down by a goal. They're up by 1. It's not good enough in defense as it stands. And Reform doing enough to give themselves this lead. A shot from Arcean is tame. Original carries it to the corner, 50s it through skill steal. There's Missile in the corner. It's a miss. It's a chance. If they can get it across net, it's there, and no one can take a bite at the cherry. Apex passing up a massive chance to equalize.
And that was their chance to take back this game, but they just stay down by 1. Huge missed opportunity that they will be kicking themselves for a while about. There's still 2 minutes to go, so you cannot get too demoralized just yet. But man, that's one that you definitely wish you could have had back. Because now Apex starting to find some more offensive opportunities, but the defensive Reform is just so nice. And it's just so good at keeping this ball on their opponent's half.
There's an issue with the third and second man getting tangled up quite a lot for Apex at the moment. 2 players want to push towards the same ball. Really, in both situations, it should be the third man. Again, no coverage in net, no response to that demo there. Don't get me wrong, it's not easy to recover from that. It's a perfect demo, in fact, but that is such a bigger climb to make now for Apex. Down by 2 goals, 1:20 remaining in game 4, down to 1 in the series. This could see them drop to the round 5 match, 2-2 in the bracket. It won't be easy from there.
It really will not. As Apex, they got to score twice in a minute. It is definitely possible, but is it going to be easy? No, absolutely not. This is going to be very difficult, and they're going to have to play the best that they have played in probably ever.
What?
Oh, wow, Mr. Lowe. The goalpost doing him no justice. And that might just keep Apex alive here, as this ball is going to be cleared across the goal. The mid-air bump sends Blackstar back towards his home half. But they've got to get this ball front and center if they want a shot here. This one's attempted to put on, but once again, this ball stays in the corners right where Reform wants it, and Apex just letting it happen.
Yeah, not getting anywhere near this. Every touch that they make is immediately shut down by Reform. There's no follow-up. There's no second man support to this one. And ultimately, it's going to see Reform take this series. There's no chance for Apex anymore. They have to go around 5. They have to do it the hard way. Unfortunately for themselves, it's not going to get any easier. Reformed qualify for the main event. Apex have to go one more best of 5.
That they do. They need another chance. This is it. This is win or you're done. You've got to win this, or you can kiss the top 8 finish goodbye.
Yeah. Been knocked into that closed qualifier, having to do the Swiss stage all over again tomorrow, and in the end having to play main event either way on Friday. But that's provided, of course, that we get through that. Well, we don't want to be there in the first stage, in the Swiss stage tomorrow, but you know, you've got to take these series. You've got to take the chances that you've got, because otherwise you are going to be punished. And in that bracket is also going to be, as it stands, Team Espionage, ATK Esports, and the Bros currently in there. Yet to know what happened between Orion Esports and Ice Esports, and similarly Unity and Mills Esports. But of course, Mills is the one team in there that we can't play due to the fact that we have already played them today.